Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers! In today's video, we're looking at another weapon mod pack. This one, if you have not seen it already, is called Consty's Hand Weapon Pack, which I'm hopefully saying correctly. But as well, these lovely weapons you see that I'm currently holding. So this is a small array of weapons that have varying degrees of effectiveness, but they're all very satisfying to use and do pack quite a punch. Although, what I will mention is they are really well balanced, they have a really well thought out cost to build, the ammunition cost as well has been really thought out, and the overall damage is not overpowered in any way, very much similar to the vanilla weapons that we're all used to. But yes, what we're going to do is go through each and every one of these weapons, what they can do, and its cost. That's the wave animation. Then we're going to go and test them out, and then at the end I'm going to show up some spiders because they have enabled the modular systems encounter mod, and I've got all the spiders set up and are ready to go. They may even appear in this video while I'm recording, because I did set the spawn timer to 900 seconds. Anyway, with the free camera all the way over here, in first person view, that's what we're going to do first of all. We're going to go through each of these weapons. So this right here, the first one, is the 7.62mm light machine gun, which is a bloody fantastic weapon, but it does have quite a lot of recoil to it, where you're going to need to actively fight this thing, and it can make it quite hard to actually aim at long distances, due to the way it does pull up. But yes, on the right hand side of the screen you can see all the very important information about these weapons, which I do absolutely love with this mod pack. We see its max range, its effective range, the muzzle velocity, and of course its ammunition, so you can easily find it in the assembler to build more. Yes, we should go and hide all of that. That's what it looks like in a first person view. Aiming down the sight, there we are, we've got a little bit clipping at the back, but that does not matter. There is our iron sight. Now it's time to fire this thing. So without fighting the recoil, this is what it's like. So just shooting it. And there we are very quickly aiming at the sky. We'll go look down and actually fight the recoil, so going like this. There we are, it's very juddery, and like I said, it's going to be quite hard to hit enemies at a long distance. With the free camera all the way over and getting a better look at this. So here we go, so once again, not fighting the recoil, and here we go. And up it goes, there we are. We just ran out of ammo, so we'll go do it one more time. Put it on my lights. And up it goes, there we are. We see all the ammunition shooting out of it, and we can collect up the ammunition shells right on the floor there if we do want to recycle them, which is very nice stuff. All throughout this video, you'll probably see a little pop-up saying pick up X amount of ammo, and that's simply because you can pick up the ammo to recycle later on. It counts as iron, which is very nice stuff. Let's come over and get a look at this model before going any further. So here it is on the side. One hell of a lot of detail, just giving it a little fire. There we go, that's where the shells come out. Moving all the way across. There's the barrel, firing it one more time. There we go, to the opposite side. And there is a little belt where it's being fed into the gun. Moving all the way up and looking down. There we are. Then all the way down underneath this thing. And there we are with that one. So now we're going to move over to the next one, which is my personal favourite out of everything. This is the Handheld Autocannon, which as you can see is a bloody massive weapon. It looks like it's straight out of Earth Defense Force. It looks like something a fencer would be using to fight giant spiders. That's what it looks like when compared to the Engineer, and it packs one hell of a punch. During my testing against the spiders, it does seem like you can penetrate a, well, almost unlimited amount of spiders, and it does send them flying, and you can get them almost out in the atmosphere. Here we go, we're going to fire it once, and there we are. It makes a very satisfying little clunk, and the Engineer gets pushed backwards. Moving the camera all the way around, and there we are. Looking at it over in the distance, we can see it exploding one more time. So that is with the high explosive. So with the hold R, what we can do is switch the ammunition. There we go, we've got ammo change queued. Pressing one more time. And now we're over to the armor piercing. And here comes the spiders. So I'm going to have to deal with these very quickly. So there goes that one. There goes that one. That one. And there we go. So that one's going flying off into the distance, which is what I talked about just a second ago. Yes, back to what I was doing. The armor piercing ammo is exceptionally great for shooting spiders. Here we go, we're going to fire it into the distance. And there we are. Instead of having the red ammunition, we get a yellow one. And we get no explosion when it hits the ground. But for the model itself, this thing is absolutely fantastic. Coming all the way around, putting on my light. There we are, just coming all the way across it. And I do believe some more spiders are coming up against me. All the way around. There's the barrel, firing it. There we are. We see a little shell get ejected out. Then all the way around. And there we are, there's a little sight, but we do have some warning signs. They are a bit too blurry to actually make out. Around to here, here's your sight, which we can look through from the third person camera, which is very good stuff. Then moving all the way up and looking down, there is the back of this thing. Coming all the way down underneath this. In fact, just grabbing this and... oh, missed him. There we go. Get my 3 camera looking underneath this thing, putting on my lights. And there we are under there. Yes, one more time, we're going to just hold down R. There we go. And swap ammo. This is the only gun in the pack which can swap ammunition, so you don't really have to worry too much about that with the other guns. They all have standard ammunition. This one is still very satisfying to shoot. Anyway, moving across to this one. This is the .45 submachine gun, and yes, this thing is for close range shooting, but it's still very, very nice. And yes, it does have a small issue where it doesn't quite sit in the hand correctly, but it's easy to ignore, especially when you're in a hectic battle. So, shooting it like so. There we go. Nothing too special with that. Go and reload it. And then aiming down the side. There we go. As you can see there right in front, what I talked about with recycling all the ammunition, you can see we can just go and pick it up. It'll come into my inventory. And there we are. There's the casings where we can go recycle it in the assembler, go and build some more ammunition. Yes, like the first gun we looked at, this does not have changing ammunition. So back into the free camera, all the way over to here. This is what it looks like in the third person view when firing it. And we do very slowly go all the way up to the sky. It's nowhere near as bad as the LMG, but you still have to actively fire this one if you do want to make it a lot more accurate. Anyway, but like once again, this is what it looks like. Firing it once, we can see the shells getting ejected out the side. And we can see that it does have a little animated part right here, so firing it one more time, it opens out, and actually allows the shell to eject out. Very nice stuff. Round to the front. There we go, onto the side. There's one hell of a lot of detail on there, especially with the safety right down here. At least I presume that's the safety, not too good with guns. In fact, it looks like that is the change between burst fire, single shot, and the safety. So there we are with that. Just go keep firing it. And there's a reload animation. We'll go to look down at this thing, not too much to talk about that. All the way down underneath it, firing it one more time, and there we go with all the shells. Yes, moving across to this one. This is the 9mm handgun. Nothing too special with this one. You're only going to pull this out as a last resort. This is as you expect from a gun. We simply left mouse button, and it will automatically shoot. The hammer goes back, and we can once again pick up the casing if that's what we want to do. Aiming down the sides. There we are, nothing too special with this. With the free camera and looking at it like so, if I come around to the sunlight, firing it one more time, and there we are, we've got very minimal recoil, where we don't even need to actively fire this thing, it's just perfectly fine to shoot at whatever range. So coming all the way up to the model, let's have a look at this one. Does look like a standard gun, there's your safety up there, and all the way around, firing it one more time, and that's how the hammer moves backwards. Doing it again. There we go. Towards front, and actually looking inside it, there we are. I suppose we'll look down, I think I've already done this one, but there we are with that one. And then finally, we then have this. This is the anti-air missile launcher, which looks very similar to the vanilla rocket launcher, but it does have a homing system. Now it's not completely overpowered, it's not going to be able to track things like say the Oppressor Mark II in GTA. This does have a very limited degree of tracking, where even against a stationary target, you might not be able to get all the way over to it, depending on where you're aiming. But first of all, going like this and actually shooting into the distance, there we are, we see it's got noticeable drop, so we can use this as a dumbfire missile if that's what you want to do. Aiming slightly up and shooting, there we are. It has an absolutely satisfying sound when it fires, it's absolutely glorious to listen to, so with the free camera and me shutting up, listen to that sound, and of course following the missile, there it goes all the way across. This thing has an absolute insane range, which I suppose is very much needed if it is an anti-air weapon. But look at that come all the way across, and there we are, that is maximum range, which is bloody good stuff. In fact, I've got no beacon or antenna over there, which is hard to actually judge. With my character, I'm now going to aim slightly higher up, with the free camera coming all the way across like so, firing it. And we should see at any moment, there goes the missile all the way up. And look at that arc go, this thing is absolute glorious and amazing to use. There goes all the way past the screen, there's the massive smoke trail, all the way across it, and it simply explodes all the way up there. So this does act as a double-edged sword, so despite it being very good against an air target, due to the trail and due to how easy it is to track, the actual enemy aircraft can easily see where the missile is coming from, come and hunt you down, and blast you before you reload, because this thing does have quite a long reload time. Yes, if we go look in the distance, there's the Dex Fighter, and this is how the lock-on system works. So to make it actually work properly, we have to aim directly at the vehicle. It is very, very finicky with, if you're not aiming at the vehicle itself, if that red dot is not on the vehicle, as you can see here, we do not get the tracking. So down to the vehicle, there's the red tracking, up and above it, it's not going to work. Looking in the distance, and hopefully the YouTube compression doesn't actually destroy this, but there's the ship, looking all the way around it, we're not going to be able to track it, so to shoot it, nothing is going to happen. But else to make the dot directly onto the Dex Fighter, once it's reload, there we go, we see we've got ourselves a little ring. Then we press the middle mouse button, we then lock onto it, then weapon core kicks in, and we're now ready to go. We see our range, and we can see the threat level of the target. Now shooting it slightly over here we go, and then off it goes. We see it's now going to curve all the way around, go up to the target. We'll bring the camera all the way over. Here we go, we'll go do that one more time. So aiming at the Dex fighter, making sure it's all locked on and ready to go. If I can, with the HUD there. There we go, firing it into the free camera because we do not need to stay locked onto it. And here comes the missile, it curves very satisfyingly up and over to the target. And we're going to shoot it one more time, just make sure it's aiming in the right direction. So here we go, locking onto it, firing it. And the missile, there it is, all the way around. And there we are. Over to here. And we're just going to shoot in the Dex fighter right here so we can actually see the damage. This is just a brand new spawned in one. So shooting right into that steel block right there. There we go, missed it completely. And despite hitting the ground right in front of it, we see no blocks having damage. Shooting here. There we go. Doesn't look like anything got damaged once again. And yes, there is that. But anyway, before we actually go and test the damage of the thing, what we'll just quickly touch on is coming over to the assembler right here. But I did I actually go around the outside of this? I don't actually remember. But I suppose I can just quickly go and do that now. So with the free camera, back over to here. And all the way down like so. So a very quick look at this model once again, if I have not. There we are on the side, round towards front, firing it. There we go. And round over to here, looking at the little sides. There we are with that. Then for the reload animation, it's basically the same as the vanilla ones. So go remove that front section. Then go and put it back on. And there we are. So yes, back to what I was doing, over to this very quickly, into here, into productions, and here we go. So with the guns, we can see they're not too expensive at the end of the day. The only real expensive ones are the rocket launcher and the autocannon, which require platinum. And of course down here we've got the ammunition, which is a lot more expensive than the vanilla weapons, but is very much needed because they do pack a bit more of a punch and do have more functionality compared to the default weapon set. Just down here for a quick comparison, here's the handgun ammo where we can see it's got quite a lot of iron ingots, uses 0.8 compared to say the elite gun, so down to here, that one only uses 0.1 iron. So it's a little bit more expensive, but not too bad at the end of the day. And of course for the autocannon ammo, we see for the AP rounds it uses iron, nickel, silicon, and magnesium. But over here for the high explosive, it does use 0.02 of uranium, so you will need to be quite far in the game to use the explosive rounds. So there is that. Because for the other ones, it's not too bad. And yes, there is that. Anyway, apart from that, now we've got to go and actually test out these guns against this target. So all the way over to the Dex fighter, I was originally planning to use these dummies over here, but for whatever reason, they can't actually damage them. Let's switch over to the vanilla gun right here. There we go, we get the hit markers, and we can destroy it. But these guns, no matter how much you shoot them, they're not going to disable them. So we're going to come over to this one, actually test out its damage. So into here, finding a welder, so block tool, or character tools even, over to here, elite welder, that'll do quite nicely. Just testing this one, we see it's 100%, over to this, shooting into that, and there we are. It doesn't take too long to actually disable these blocks. It does take quite a long time, more than I actually expected from this gun. So yes, it's not going to be too great against actually attacking ships, especially not from a range. That's going to be up to the rocket launchers, and of course your base defenses in the form of turrets to actually deal most of the damage. So over here on this rocket launcher, we can see it's at full health. There we are, actually now it's at full health, shooting it once. There we go, back over to this, does about 5% damage. Then back up, switching over to the autocannon, making sure we're on the AP ammo. There we are, shooting into it. Come across to the welder once again, it does about 20% of the damage, very good stuff. Back over to here and reloading it to the high explosive rounds. Once again, it does use uranium, so you need to be quite far in the game to actually access that. We're shooting that, there we go. Then coming all the way up to it, and we see it does a lot more damage. It does about 46%, and presumably it's got to vary a little bit depending on where you shoot it. Over here, shooting once with the SMG. There we go. In fact, we shot a few bullets, but that does not matter. And once again, it does 5% damage. Trying to shoot one bullet. There we go. Back over to here, it does 3%. So there we are, a little bit less than the machine gun, but of course you have much higher fire rate, but a much lower magazine to balance it out. Over to the handgun, one shot. Over to here, does 2% damage, but that's to be expected from basically a backup weapon. And of course the rocket launcher, I believe I have to go slightly further back for this. And there we are. Coming all the way up to it, we can see we lost half the vehicle there. So yes, that did a lot of damage. A hell of a lot more damage than it did to the ship that I was shooting in the distance. It does seem to be a little bit inconsistent with its overall damage. Because as you saw for the one I shot all the way over there, landed down onto the ground, it took 3 shots before going down, but shooting onto this one, they seem to have completely and utterly annihilated one side. Just reversing this thing up very quickly, shooting it one more time. There we go. And there we are, not much damage happened there, so not too sure what happened with the first explosion. But anyway, enough of that, that's pretty much it for these weapons have to offer, what they look like and what they can do. Now let's actually test it against an AI enemies. There we go, there should be a spider somewhere on this planet. Hopefully there is, maybe there isn't, I'm not too sure where it's gone. And there he is right there. He did take a little bit of time to spawn in. Here we go with the LMG. So shooting once, shooting twice, third time, fourth time. And there we are, it takes 4 bullets to kill the spider. For comparison, for to do that one more time with the vanilla rapid fire gun. So here we go, I just heard it spawn somewhere, hopefully it'll come and approach me. Might even have to come down here to make sure it can actually find me. There it is. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go, 7 bullets with the rapid fire standard assault rifle. Versus 4 I think it was with this one. We're going to spawn in another one. Switch over to this one, the autocannon. Make sure we're on the AP rounds. There we go, this thing's just going to utterly annihilate it. So once it reloads, and it now goes flying into the distance, that thing is completely destroyed. It's going to be the same with the high explosive rounds, so won't bother with that. We're going to spawn a brand new one and test out the SMG. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Takes about 5 bullets to kill a spider, which is very good stuff for an SMG. We're going to spawn in one more time. We're just going to shoot it up. There we go. And there we are. It's not too bad. We're actually taking care of the spiders, although the magazine might get you killed. In fact, you do have to reload it quite often. And then finally, we're going to come over to the pistol. Here it is, spawning in another one. And hopefully wherever it spawns, it's always quite a gamble where it actually is going to spawn. And there it is right there. So with the pistol, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 bullets with the pistol. So yes, you do not want to be using this while fighting the spiders, unless you absolutely have to. So yes, you can rapid fire this to make it actually kill a lot quicker. That is going to be using 1 hell of a lot of ammunition. You're basically going to get 1 kill per magazine. So yes, that's that for the actual damage it does, its model, its ammunition, and all of that. I believe the final thing to do is to go a bit silly and spawn in 1 hell of a lot of these, and I think that'll be that for this video. And here we are, so I'm now on the alien planet being absolutely swarmed by spiders, because they have removed the actual spawning limit, so spawning every second. An absolutely fantastic showcase of the LMG, thanks to this massive magazine and the sheer amount it can mow down. I need to slowly get away from this while I'm reloading, or turning around and continuing. Yes, this model spawn in all different shapes and sizes. We've got teeny tiny spiders, gigantic spiders, which was showcased on Splitsy's channel. I believe it was part of a little series. It was absolutely fantastic to look at just how giant and just how tanky the giant spiders actually are. Yes, here we go, just got to finish off these ones. There we are, switching over to the AP cannon. And away it goes, look at them go. All the way up to the sky, and right over there. But now we've got the calm before the storm. The game decides to spawn in a few more. It does seem to get a bit stuck here and there. Yes, there we are with that. But anyway, as for the mod itself, there are a bunch of fantastic weapons used in your world. In fact, there's one over there. We're going to shoot him. And we're going to shoot him as well. There we are, just going to send him all the way away. I absolutely love this AP cannon, or the autocannon. It's absolutely fantastic and very satisfying to use. Yes, the mod package itself is very fun to use, especially the LMG, especially the autocannon. And you could get a lot of fun out of this, making your own little scenario, especially against waves and waves of enemies such as bot spawners, the zombie mod, and the robot encounters. So be linked to the description below to download and play around yourself. Highly recommend you do. I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.